Okay, this is going to be a Viego game jungle where I'm going to be going over all my decision making and what I do. Also, for everyone who doesn't know, I always OP.GG my teammates. So what do is I copy everything from over here, and then I go over to the profile over here in OP.GG. This could be your own account, doesn't matter. You just simply paste everything there, and it will give you your teammates, right? As you can see, I don't have the greatest of teammates on this one. I'm actually going to be going magic resistance because the enemy jungle and mid laner are RIP. But as you can see, my mid laner, apparently he's an ADC, and now he's playing mid lane for a few games. So I don't know how he's going to be. My ADC over here, well, apparently he's a support main, and it's going to be for one of his first games as an ADC, even though if he has some ADC games over here, right? My top laner, apparently he's a jungler player, right, as you can see, but his secondary role is top lane, but we can take a look at over here. And my support is a support main who apparently loves playing Nautilus, Yumi, a Pantheon, mostly Nautilus. And the enemy team composition that we are up against, well, isn't exactly the easiest of team compositions, right? But even so, because I had that coming multiple times at me, asking me, okay, as you can see, like this player is not playing one of the main champions, right? So people are always asking me, oh, but like it's because of like you're playing on a high elo, right? And that is why you end up having good teammates. Reality is I don't. And when I play on low elos, oh, but you end up having good teammates. No, I don't. I really don't have a good teammates whatsoever. Like the only difference is that I don't give too much attention to the teammates that I'm gonna have, and I focus on myself instead, which is what you should be doing yourselves, right? So now that we're on loading screen, we're gonna be coming up with a game plan, as I always mention. I want to be playing for solo lanes on this one because Ezreal, Lux are a scaling lane, and we not only are they a scaling lane, but we are also lacking Ignite bot lane, so our kill potential isn't the greatest, which isn't something that I like to play for. Everyone on my team has prestige skins, what the hell? So for that reason, I'm going to be heading towards top lane, also because my Riven has Ignite, and Riven is a very aggressive champion. So as Sylas, I would have actually liked for my Sylas to have Ignite over Teleport, would have made it hell of a lot easier. And also against the Diana, I feel pretty comfortable in that we are going to beat her on the 1v1, right? Now, you know me, right? I'm a big advocate for aggression every single time. You know how big of a fan I am of telling you always to, hey, fight, keep on fighting, look for aggression, right? You need to carry the game. So how can we do that? By invading Diana on her blue. Now, what do I think Diana's going to be doing? I think she's going to be doing red, golems, raptors, this, and then into this, right? So it's a total of 5 camps. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a total of 4 camps instead, which is 1, 2, 3. I'm going to be skipping raptors. 4, and instead of spending time doing raptors, that is the time that I'm gonna be spending walking for the gank, for the invade rather. If for whatever reason I feel like my laners are too pushed in, oh my god. If I for whatever reason I feel like my laners are too pushed in, I will probably then go for an invade. Now, given what just happened, I'm gonna take the time to put that ward down, just to confirm where Diana is over there, right? Apparently Twisted Fate used Flash, and so did Alistar, right? So that's actually pretty cool with me. Twisted Fate is gonna be a hell of a lot easier to gank early on. So as always, while you're farming, look at the laners, so you can look for gank opportunities. see, Urgot is already top lane and bot lane is end, which is already a clear indicator of the enemy jungler starting bot lane. As always, like, I truly mean it when I say that every jungler in low elo starts bot lane just for the sake of it. So I can take a look and see that my Riven is fighting a lot. So chances are I will be able to skip some camps and go in for a gank. The wave is also going to be pushing up, so yeah, this is a good indicator of me having to go in for a gank. I'm just going to wait for the Riven to hit level 2. Try to go in before this wave gets killed so that we can kill our god before he hits level 3. Riven played that well. Kill that guy. And given that we spent time, okay, she's over there. I was gonna say that we don't have enough time to walk for an invade because we're choosing to spend our time on a gank rather than on the invade. You only have time for one. Now Diana is gonna be farming her blue, I'm assuming, and afterwards she is gonna be heading to the scuttle. I think I started my red buff a little bit sooner than she did, which should give me more than enough time to get the scuttle before she picks it up. Unfortunately, she farms a little bit faster than I do, so that's not gonna be true. That's why I use the plant to make sure that I have enough information and don't blindly face it. But it's okay. She showed herself exiting towards the top side of the map, which is probably going to be doing the Gromp, or maybe Wolves, which then in turn will give me bottom scuttle. Let's remember that Twisted Fate has no flash, and he just showed himself over there, so that means that he probably doesn't have a ward on this part of the map, right? So we're going to be going in for a gank over here, before we end up recalling. Gonna wait for the Twisted Fate to walk up a little bit, and after he does, gotta make sure that we flush in. I have no clue what she was trying. Hopefully this will not get interrupted. It's a little bit of a BM recall because I'm recalling very close to him. So we purchase everything. Now we're gonna be heading over to our bot side camps and we're gonna be clearing towards top side. If I am ever to gank bot lane, it will be only on this timer given that I'm on close proximity, but I have camps to farm towards top side, and in all honesty I don't want to really do something here, but given that they're low and that they're gonna want to push, maybe I will do something over here. This is gonna be a time investment that I'm not particularly a big fan of, but still. Gonna try to go in and kill the Alistar. Nice. Honestly, I went for this opportunity given that they were low. That was mainly it. And I know that I don't want to be playing for dragons here, but given that I killed everyone, it's a good opportunity to take the dragon, right? Also, by playing like this, I'm literally everywhere. Like, as you can see, my Silas was able to help me out right there, and I appreciate it because I ganked for him. Like, usually if you gank your laners, they're gonna be, not because they want to help you, but because it's possible for them. Given that they're winning, it's possible for them to rotate sooner. So that's an added benefit of helping your team. For example, right there, someone on my team is going to die. Friendly is my Ezreal. I don't care. Like, for example, that's one thing that you gotta understand. If my Ezreal dies, so be it. I have jungle camps to farm. I want to be topside for the Herald. I really don't care about that. There's no objective to be gotten on the bottom half of the map anyway. That's where I see a lot of people rotating, right? Instead of farming, they try and help the Ezreal when there's nothing to be gained over there. Like, you're gonna be risking a gank, you're gonna be losing some time. It's not worth it. And also, you're like, there's a chance of you getting killed because they do have a good amount of CC and giving your shutdown. So definitely not something that I recommend there. Hopefully there will be a scuttle. Damn, if there isn't. She picked it up when she was dead. I mean, when she died. It's more like it. As you can see, she has more CS than we do, but that's because she has been constantly stealing waves. I'm gonna do something there, which is might, just so that I can have the upgrade. And here I'm gonna recall, I'm gonna pick up my blade. This blue is coming up, so immediately as soon as I respawn, since given that I'm stronger than Diana, I'm gonna be heading immediately over to her blue to pick up a fight. This is aggression, and also because I wanna be playing for Herald. Well, it makes sense, right? I'm putting myself on the top side of the map. I also have ultimate, and we'll have flash in 50 seconds. I also know that Twisted Fate doesn't have an ultimate, and Urgot is pushed up, so it's great. A little bit closer than I would have liked, right? I completely agree. No, not particularly a fan of what just happened there. Gonna wait for the wave to push, and then going for a dive. Scary, I will agree. Definitely scary, but she flashed and a lot of things happen. I definitely cannot help you there, Silas. Gonna smite for HP. I know that Diana doesn't have flash, right? And she's gonna be walking over here. So this is gonna be risky given that I have no flash and no ultimate, but I feel like I can still go for this. Gonna wait a little bit. As you can see, the Twisted Fate ult beat for us. But it's just about putting your champion in good situation. It's about predicting what the enemy will do. Just like that, we got a good amount of kills. I knew that Twisted Fate had ultimate, but I know that if I am able to one-shot the Diana before he reacts, I'm gonna be able to kill her and get out. Twisted Fate, for whatever reason, tries to go in at me after, well, Diana's dead, so he's not gonna be able to do that. As you can see, very aggressive gameplay, but I'm calculating the risks that I'm taking. I'm not simply doing it for the fun of it. Like, I pick up the Herald over here, and given that I am gonna be able to break mid lane with this, I'm actually gonna put myself behind the Twisted Fate, so that we can go in for this dive. Honestly, I got a little bit, what's the name of this? Trolled by my Silas, right? I honestly feel like I got griefed by my Silas, but whatever. Two members over there, one dead, the ADC over there, and this guy over here. So I'm feeling pretty confident in doing the dragon. I don't think no one is ever gonna come bother me. And I have enough life steal to pick this objective. I know that I should be recalling, but this is one of the many things that you can do if you're insanely ahead, which is manipulate tempo. How? By just making sure that you're taking fights when you should be taking them. Like, for example, right there, I know that I can take the dragon because no one is gonna interrupt me. So my bounty, it's safe. No one is gonna pick it up. And right now, given that I'm just farming is basically being AFK, not doing anything, because you're literally nowhere, right? You're just farming camps, you're not pressuring the map, so because I'm just farming and I have enough damage, I don't need the recall. And because I'm not planning to help over here, like, it doesn't matter if I have a lot of money, because I'm not even considering to get into a fight. Gonna pick up Thunder, gonna pick up Boots, gonna pick up this, and my next item will be Mercury. And afterwards, it's going to be Death Stance. Even if the enemy team is heavy AP, like 1, 2, 3, and sometimes the Kaiser is gonna be 4. Death Stance, it's so broken as an item. It helps against AP sources as well. So here, what's the next objective? Probably bot lane, but I know I have camps topside. So probably what I should have done is not start with Raptors and Golems. Probably it would have been better to do Golems and Golems Red Raptor so that I can be closer to bot lane. That definitely would have been better because I do need to get rid of the bot lane turret, right? But given that Riven is over there and she's serving the purpose of a jungler at the moment, which is be on the aggressive part of the map, this guy is gonna push up, hopefully. Looks like he didn't. Man, let's take a look at what he does. I'm gonna put this for vision. Friendly, they have vision over here, so I'm gonna clear this. So there's no real objective at the moment. The bot lane turret is gonna fall eventually. I'm gonna be walking over here. I'm already sprung myself. I don't think nothing is gonna happen to me. I'm actually walking over here to pick up this fight. I know that everyone is over here. Oh, a little bit aggressive what I just did there. Do I die? Okay, I did not. A little bit over aggressive, but I mean, we're already there, so might as well. We're massively ahead. And this might for HP. Gonna use the potion. And then head over with the team. I think I'm dead. I will die though. Oh, a little bit more damage. Just a little bit more damage and I might have been able to kill people. Like, for example, that fight is definitely unnecessary. But I honestly think the game is over anyways. I think we're just so ahead that it doesn't matter. Right? But definitely a throw. So the reason I went cloth armor instead of another long sword is so that I am able to pick up a control word. Dragon is coming up in a minute, so it's definitely the fight that I want to be taking next, right? And honestly, going in for a lot of fights just because I want to be limit testing a little bit, the champion, the potential of it, right? And given that, once again, I consider us to have better scaling, and we are so massively ahead, even if we give a couple of bounties like we just did, it really doesn't matter. At least that's how I see it. Gotta make sure that I pick up the scuttle. And after the scuttle, okay, I have 12. I was gonna say I'm gonna pick up a Grom so that I can hit level 12, but I already got it. So over here, just making sure that people don't see me. I already used that ability. I missed, so I back off. Gonna use the E, the mist, so that I can advance a little bit forward. Then I'm gonna be putting in the control word over here because that's where people put vision. And just gonna wait it out. Just gonna wait it out over here. My Silas is going in. So we're gonna be getting into a fight. And just like so, we managed to pick up a lot of kills because we're forcing a fight. As you can see, it didn't look like a great fight, but honestly, we got carried because of the items. So that's what forcing gives you. Like if you're ahead items wise, just forcing in general, more often than not, means that you're gonna win the fight. You can see the Silas went in, which I highly appreciate. I like people who like fighting and getting into, like, literally just throwing yourself at it. For example, Ezreal will die, doesn't matter. You can see he's 1 in 5, so the player is actually something else, right? But it doesn't matter. Why? Because we already did everything that we needed to do. So even if he ends and he's useless, it really doesn't matter. This is how you win games even if you have horrible teammates, by putting yourself in a position to carry them. Once again, my Ezreal died, like he literally killed himself, and it doesn't matter because I'm so fed. I'm so ahead. Like I'm fed and I'm so ahead on items from everyone. For example, right now I am farming because my Ezreal isn't on the map, so I cannot pressure the map comfortably because we need people on the map. And also because there's no objective to be had. Like, Baron is gonna come up in a minute, so that's what I'm waiting for. I'm gonna recall so I can purchase whatever I can for the fight at Baron. And actually, what I'm gonna purchase is this. I'm gonna build into GA eventually, so there's always so the stopwatch is always useful. And also for team fights, like game-winning team fights, which are mostly on objectives like Baron or Dragon for Dragon, you're always gonna have, like, well, not always, but almost always you're gonna have a usage out of a stopwatch. Does he have a Twisted Fate ultimate? Okay, he does. If we get the kill on the Urgot, we immediately go for Baron here, which I think is gonna happen. I think we're gonna get the kill on this Urgot. And just like so, we immediately ping assistance over here. And I don't care if they come or not, like I'm gonna start it. I don't care if my luck dies. As you can see, I'm pinging assistance over to the Ezreal. Everyone on the enemy team is like at around mid lane. So they're gonna be late for this, which gives us more than enough time to finish the objective and back off. And now after this, honestly, we can force a little bit. Flash for possession, honestly, is so that we can continue to push afterwards. Walk up to fight the Urgot because he honestly cannot defend the turret on his own. As you can see. Unfortunately, I don't kill the Alistar there. But that's what I mean by making use of your stopwatch. Make sure that you are ready to use the stopwatch. Just like that, I managed to win the game here when it probably could have taken a little bit longer. As you can see, always under 30 minutes. It's always possible under 30 minutes. You just gotta make sure to know what you're doing, forcing when you are supposed to be forcing, playing safe when you have to play safe. I'm gonna give it over to Silas. I actually liked how he played the game. I also liked how the Riven played, but a little bit, I like the Silas gameplay a little bit better. Let's take a look at over the damage graphs. As you can see, I was the highest damage to this game. Let's take a look at damage taken. I was also the player who had the most damage. Let's take a look at 2 turrets. Not too much. Objectives, well, I was basically getting every single objective. I also did a lot of damage to the Baron. But as you can see, even if people feel like, oh, but you're never joining your team, you're not fighting with them, blah blah blah, I'm still being the one who does the most fighting wise, right? So always make sure that you play the game slow, that you don't force when you should be forcing, force when you should be forcing, and it will just come down to execution. Even if you mess the execution, it's better for you to try it so that you can get like the hang out of it.